What if the biggest career mistake of the AI age is trying to beat machines at the very things machines do best? Speed, memory, calculation, search, repetition. That is a race humans are unlikely to win. But here is the good news: we may not need to win it, because one of the most surprising experiments in the history of chess revealed something powerful. The strongest machine did not always win. The strongest human did not always win. Sometimes the winner was the person who knew how to combine human judgment with machine intelligence. Hello again, this is your friend Shawqi. Today, I want to share a powerful lesson from the second machine age. The chapter is called Learning to Race with Machines. Not race against machines, race with machines. And that one word changes everything. In 1997, IBM's Deep Blue defeated Garry Kasparov, the world chess champion. To many people, the conclusion seemed obvious. Humans lost, computers won, game over. But it was not game over. It was the beginning of a completely different game. A new form of competition emerged called freestyle chess. In freestyle chess, humans and computers were allowed to work together. Some teams consisted of strong human players, some relied heavily on powerful chess software, and others combined human judgment with several computer systems. Then something surprising happened. Human and machine teams began defeating computers playing alone. But the greatest surprise came during a freestyle chess tournament in 2005. The winning team was not made up of the world's best grandmasters. They did not have the most powerful computer. They were two amateur American chess players using several computers. They did not win because they were the strongest humans. They did not win because they had the strongest machines. They won because they had the best process. They knew which computer to consult. They knew how to compare different recommendations. They knew when to trust a machine's answer, and they knew when to reject it. Their advantage was not simply intelligence, it was orchestration. They knew how to organize the relationship between humans and machines. And that may be one of the most important career lessons of the AI age. Today, millions of people have access to similar AI tools. They can generate emails, reports, images, presentations, code, business plans, and marketing ideas. So access alone is not enough. Almost everyone may eventually have access to the same kind of intelligence. Your advantage will come from knowing how to use it. Can you define the real problem? Can you provide the right context? Can you recognize when the answer is misleading? Can you separate a useful idea from a confident-sounding mistake? Can you turn an AI-generated answer into something valuable for another human being? AI can generate possibilities, but someone must still choose the direction, and that brings us to the first important human skill. Ideation means creating a useful new idea, question, theory, product, story, or way of understanding the world. A machine can generate 100 ideas in seconds, but 100 ideas are not automatically 100 good ideas. Someone still has to decide which idea solves a real problem, which idea is ethical, which idea is worth building, which idea arrives at the right moment. For example, AI can provide information about hunters, farmers, merchants, bankers, and prediction markets. But a human might connect those facts and notice a larger historical pattern. Hunters managed uncertainty about food. Farmers managed uncertainty about harvests. Merchants managed uncertainty about prices and trade. Bankers managed financial uncertainty, and modern prediction markets attempt to manage uncertainty about future events. The individual facts may already exist, but connecting them into one meaningful framework is ideation. The value comes from seeing something others have not yet connected. The second skill is broad pattern recognition. Machines are already excellent at recognizing patterns inside a clearly defined system. They can detect fraud, analyze medical images, evaluate chess positions, recognize objects, and process enormous amounts of data. But human beings can connect patterns across different worlds: history, economics, psychology, technology, culture, business, human behavior. A machine may tell you what happened. A broad thinker asks, why did it happen? What does it connect to? What does it mean? And what could happen next? This kind of thinking is not reserved for geniuses. It can be developed by reading across different subjects, by staying curious, by asking better questions, and by refusing to look at every problem through only one narrow lens. But even a powerful idea has limited value if you cannot communicate it. The third skill is complex communication. This is not simply speaking clearly or writing correctly. AI can already generate polished sentences. Complex communication means teaching, persuading, negotiating, listening, understanding fear, building trust, managing disagreement, and telling stories that inspire people to act. A doctor may use AI to analyze a patient's symptoms, but the doctor must still explain the diagnosis to a frightened family. A leader may use AI to create a business strategy, but the leader must convince people to believe in it. A teacher may use AI to prepare a lesson, but the teacher must still notice when a student feels confused, embarrassed, or discouraged. Information is not the same as influence, and producing words is not the same as creating trust. This leads to an uncomfortable question. What if our education system is still training people for the wrong competition? For generations, schools rewarded memorization, repetition, following instructions, and producing standardized answers. Those skills were useful in factories, bureaucracies, and large offices. Reading, writing, mathematics, and factual knowledge still matter deeply. But they are foundations, they are not the finish line. Because when machines become better at repetition, calculation, search, and standard answers, human value begins to shift toward curiosity, judgment, communication, creativity, collaboration, adaptability, and the ability to solve unfamiliar problems. Today, a person sitting at home can learn artificial intelligence, finance, programming, economics, history, filmmaking, entrepreneurship, or cloud computing. AI can place a tutor in your pocket, but access to information is not the same as learning. AI cannot force you to study. It cannot make you disciplined. It cannot choose your purpose. And it cannot do the hard work of developing your judgment for you. The chapter offers one piece of career advice that may be even more valuable today. Become an indispensable complement to something that is becoming cheap and abundant. As computing became cheaper, people who could build useful software became valuable. As data became abundant, People who could analyze and interpret data became valuable. Now AI is becoming faster, cheaper, and more widely available. So do not become a cheaper version of the machine. Become the person who makes the machine more useful. Combine AI with your industry knowledge, your experience, your judgment, your creativity, your understanding of people, and your ability to recognize the real problem. Because the future advantage may not belong to the person with the most powerful AI. It may belong to the person with the best process for working with it. We should also remain humble. The boundary between human ability and machine ability keeps moving. Tasks once believed to be uniquely human are increasingly being automated. So no one can guarantee that one job, one profession, or one technical skill will remain protected forever. The safest strategy is not mastering one tool, it is learning how to learn. Tools will change, industries will change, job descriptions will change. But people who can observe, ask better questions, experiment, communicate, connect ideas, and adapt can continue rebuilding their value. The question is not simply whether machines will become more intelligent, they will. The deeper question is whether we will become wiser in the way we work with them. Do not spend your future trying to remember more than a machine. Do not try to calculate faster than a machine. And do not try to search faster than a machine. Learn how to ask the question the machine would never ask on its own. Learn how to recognize which answer matters, and learn how to turn information into something meaningful for another human being. The future does not belong to humans alone, and it does not belong to machines alone. It belongs to humans who learn how to think, create, adapt, and build with machines. Which human skill are you working to strengthen right now? Ideation, communication, judgment, or adaptability? Write one word in the comments and share this video with someone who is worried about the future of AI.